All right, let's get right into it. Artificial intelligence, it's not just some future tech buzzword anymore. It is fundamentally reshaping the entire European banking industry right now from the ground up. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how this powerful technology is both a massive opportunity and a pretty serious threat. So, let's kick things off with a story that honestly sounds like it's from a sci-fi movie, but it's terrifyingly real. Just imagine, you get on a video call with your boss, the CFO, someone you know and trust. They ask you to make a huge transfer, so you do it, only to find out later that you were actually talking to an AI-generated deepfake. This really happened, and it just perfectly captures the wild, high-stakes reality we're now living in. And the scale of this threat? It's just staggering. Experts are projecting that by 2027, banks could lose a colossal $40 billion from fraud that's been supercharged by generative AI. Now, that's a massive jump from just a few years ago, and it's a number that has everyone's attention. So yeah, it's pretty clear AI isn't just on the horizon, it's already here. And for banking leaders, it's a top priority today. Let's take a look at just how deeply it's already woven into the fabric of the industry. Here's a statistic that really reveals this massive shift in focus. For the first time in 6 years, the term AI is showing up more in European banks' annual reports than ESG, environmental, social, and governance. That single data point tells you everything about where the C-suite's attention has pivoted. And this isn't just talk. The data shows that over 80% of EU banks are already actively using AI. That makes it the second most adopted new technology, right behind cloud computing. So no, this is not the future. This is very much the here and now. Okay, so with adoption this widespread, what is AI actually doing? Right? How is it making banking better? Let's explore some of the real, tangible ways AI is already upgrading financial services. This quote from Tom Byrne over at Encino, well, it just sums it up perfectly. It's not just about back-end efficiency. AI is directly improving the customer experience by speeding up things like loan approvals and offering more tailored, more sophisticated financial solutions. It's really about being faster and smarter. The impact of AI is just incredibly broad. It starts by helping create intelligent, customized products for customers. That's only possible because it can build smarter risk profiles from these vast amounts of data. From there, it moves into protection, with real-time fraud detection, all while automating routine tasks in the background, freeing up bankers to do more important work. Now, to fight those deepfake scams we talked about, banks are using this really clever technology called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. Picture this. As a phone call is happening, RAG can transcribe the audio, check the caller's identity, and scan the conversation for anything that violates company policy, all in real time, flagging a scam as it's happening. And this is not just theoretical. MasterCard put a RAG-powered system into practice and saw their fraud detection rates jump by an incredible 300%. It's a really powerful example of using AI to, fight fire with fire. AI is also enabling a whole new level of collaboration to fight financial crime. You see, money launderers often jump between different banks to hide their tracks. Well, a technique called federated learning lets those banks train a shared AI model to spot the patterns. And the best part? They can do it without ever sharing or centralizing their customers' private data. And the result of that collaboration? A 25% increase in detecting money laundering attempts compared to what any single bank could ever hope to achieve on its own. It's just a brilliant solution that perfectly balances effectiveness with the absolute necessity of data privacy. So we've seen some incredible promise, right? From better customer service to next-level fraud detection. But as you've probably guessed by now, it's not quite that simple. Adopting AI at this scale is, frankly, a monumental task. It goes so far beyond just plugging in some new software. Banks are facing some massive hurdles, and a lot of them are less about the technology and more about people, strategy, and regulations. The challenges are just immense, and they go way beyond the tech itself. Banks need to align AI with their business goals, they have to transform their entire culture, retrain their workforce, and then navigate this maze of ethics and regulations. It really requires a total shift in how they operate. And when it comes to trust, the public has one concern that outweighs everything else: data security. In a massive survey, 2/3 of Europeans said that protecting their data is the single most important factor for them to trust AI. If you get that wrong, nothing else matters. On top of all that, banks in Europe are navigating a regulatory minefield. You've got GDPR, which strictly governs personal data, and now you have the new EU AI Act, which puts AI systems into different risk categories, with very strict rules for anything deemed high risk, like, say, credit scoring. This quote from the European Banking Authority really hits on a core technical dilemma. Oftentimes, the most powerful AI models are also the most complex and the hardest to understand. They become a black box. So banks are constantly trying to balance making their AI better while still being able to explain why it made a certain decision. To tackle that black box problem, banks are using a whole suite of specialized analytical tools. These things are designed specifically to make AI decisions more understandable, which isn't just for regulators. It's absolutely crucial for a bank's own internal trust and control. So, with such enormous promise and such significant challenges, what's the path forward? How can banks actually harness the power of AI responsibly and effectively? Well, maybe the most important takeaway here is the need to reframe the entire conversation. This isn't really about AI replacing bankers. The real goal is what we call augmented intelligence, a world where AI handles the heavy-duty data analysis, empowering humans to make smarter, faster, and more empathetic decisions. And what about all those complex regulations? Well, instead of treating them like a burden, the smartest banks are actually turning them into a competitive advantage. By building AI systems that are compliant from the very start, they create a foundation of trust that customers really value. Ultimately, success really does hinge on leadership. The roadmap forward demands investing in people and in a culture that embraces change. It means setting up clear ethical guardrails, breaking down those internal silos between departments, and above all, upholding a clear and powerful vision for what AI is meant to achieve in the first place. Which leaves us with this final, crucial question. AI is, without a doubt, becoming the new co-pilot in finance, and it's capable of incredible things. But as we integrate it deeper and deeper into our financial lives, the challenge for all of us is to make sure that this powerful tool remains firmly in our control, serving our best interests.